Now, let us talk about red flags in Christian relationships. A lot of us Christians get this thing about relationship so wrong. We see red flags in relationships and we stick with them, praying, fasting, and hoping that God would change this person or we would love this person until he or she changes. Then we marry him. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes when God is showing you all of these things in your partner, it's for you to know that, well, maybe this relationship is really not meant to be, and for you to rethink. So instead of insisting, especially when you have prayed and you fasted and you are seeing no change in your partner, then it is a sign for you to walk away. So today I will be helping you identify some of the red flags in your relationship as a Christian, and then it will be left to you to walk away or pray and pray until this person changes. But the thing about red flags is whatever you tolerate, whatever red flag you choose to embrace in the course of dating would only magnify itself when you are finally married to this man. Well, and I am Senorita Dufa, and you're welcome to our YouTube channel. On this amazing space, we share content on relationship and personal development. And if you are a Christian, then this is a place for you to belong. Do not waste time in tapping on the subscription button and turning on your notification bell. You'll be getting a whole lot of value here that would help you shape your relationship better. I am a Christian like you, and we are discussing relationship in the kingdom. So without wasting any more of your time, here are some red flags you should look out for in your relationship. One, lack of spiritual compatibility. Amos 3:3. Can two walk except they agree? Unless they agree? Of course, no. If we do not agree, then we can go nowhere. It applies to everything: business, relationship, education, whatever kind of relationship you can think of. This scripture applies to it. If you and your partner are always at loggerheads about values, interest, your future plans and all of that, then that is a red flag. If you both can hardly agree on things, that is a red flag. If you both are not spiritually compatible, like you are always that kind of firebrand Christian that is always fasting, you're always attending church, you're always doing something in the kingdom of God, and your partner seems to be that kind of lukewarm, I don't give a damn kind of Christian, then you should be worried, because iron sharpeneth iron. Then, but if you're iron and your partner is wood, how do you both work together? So ensure you are spiritually compatible for each other. If they are not willing to sit up and work on themselves, then that is a red flag that you should let them go. There is nothing wrong with working out on a relationship as a Christian if it is not meeting up your needs or cultivating you as much as you want to be cultivated in a relationship. Lack of spiritual compatibility is a red flag. If you both do not agree on spiritual things, if you don't see eye to eye on spiritual things, if you are always arguing over spiritual principles, then you both really should look into that carefully. There is something amiss, because if you both do not agree, then there is no working together. Now, before I tell you what the second red flag you should be looking out for is, please promise me to watch this video up until the end. Everything I am sharing here with you, they are so important and I don't want you to miss out on any. Point 2, lack of respect for boundaries. That is a red flag. If you notice it in your relationship, it is a red flag you should look out for. If your partner does not respect your boundaries, if you, be it physical, emotional, financial, or whatever boundaries you have set. Anyway, when it comes to setting boundaries, ensure your boundaries are reasonable and comfortable for the both of you. But if you see that your partner is continuously abusing these boundaries, it is something you should look out for. If you say you do not want this thing done and continuously he or she does them, it's more like okay, say I am not one to spend a lot of time out. I do not keep late night, so whenever we go out, please endeavor we are back before midnight or so. But your partner is always insisting on trying to keep you out till after midnight. Well, that might not be a very solid boundary, but that was the easiest thing that could come to my head. So if they're always abusing your boundaries, that is a red flag. Relationships are about prioritizing what makes the other person happy, what makes the other person comfortable. It's about letting each of us keep our individuality. It's about respect and honor for ourselves. So if your partner does not give you this respect, if they do not honor you, they don't honor your opinions, they don't honor your boundaries, then it should be something you look into. Because whatever you choose to tolerate while in that relationship, while still in the process of courtship, be sure that it is only going to magnify itself in marriage. So if you cannot deal with it, then it is preferable you leave. Marriage is not child's play. It is not something you should rush into or go into with your both eyes closed. No. So if they are constantly disrespecting you, disrespecting your boundaries, that is a red flag you should watch out for. And red flag number 3 is dishonesty and lack of transparency. If you feel like your partner is always telling you lies or withholding important information from you, like things you know you are supposed to know in that relationship, but they are so bent on covering up and will do everything to ensure that you don't get to know about it, then it is a red flag. Okay, imagine being in the process of getting married with this guy, then you just wake up one morning and discover that he has 2 children from 2 different women. Well, I know people have lived past lives that are not so, that are really kind of rough, but that is an information that he should not have withheld from you. Those are one of the very first thing he should tell you about himself and let you make a decision on what you want and what you do not want. But imagine you are a week to your wedding and you discover that the man you're about to marry or the woman you're about to marry has withheld from you that kind of an information, that he or she has 2 children from 2 previous partners and you were not aware. Definitely you feel so bad. So if you're in a relationship with this brother, with this sister, and they constantly withhold information from you, it is a red flag, my dear sister. Look into it, talk to them about it, try to get them to change. And if they are not able to change from this bad attitude, then you should consider walking away. Remember, whatever you accept while you're dating, you would have to deal with it while you are married, and even more. Relationships are about building trust, honesty, and loyalty. So, if he's not telling you the truth, if she is not telling you the truth, then that is something you should be concerned about. And the fourth red flag is inconsistent behavior. That is to say that your partner is fond of saying things and never doing them. Like he's the all talk kind of guy and no action, or the all talk kind of woman and no action. They are fond of promising and failing. Relationships are about building trust and reliability. It's about interdependence. So if this guy, this girl is so fond of saying things and not doing them, then their actions is questionable. Their loyalty to you is questionable. So this is something you should look out for and try to sort out. Try to get them to change. If not, then you should consider working away. And the fifth thing I want you to look out for as a red flag is when your partner is manipulative and imposing. They are controlling. That is a huge red flag you should look out for. That is, they control your actions, they control the things you do, they dictate your every move. They try to keep you away from your family, your friends, and even the church community. If you have a partner that is that domineering, that wants your entire life to be in their palms, then it is a red flag. That is not a healthy relationship. That is a toxic attitude that if you do not handle, it is going to lead you into a lot more problems. Do not get married to any man, any woman that is bent on isolating you and keeping you away from the rest of the world. When they successfully isolate you, the next thing they would do would make you an unhappy person. So if they're isolating you, cutting you off from your life, then it is a red flag. You should consider doing something about it. And if you cannot fix it, you should walk away from them. And the sixth red flag is lack of accountability or lack of interest in spiritual growth. If your partner cannot account for their actions, like they are fond of doing things and they do not let you in the know, even the most basic things that you feel you deserve an insight on, but they never get to discuss anything with you, their plans or whatsoever, that is a red flag. Relationships are about communication. They are about cultivating one another. Worse still, if they show no interest in spiritual growth, yes, you bring up spiritual activities that would help in cultivating you both. They are never really interested. They are that kind of a lukewarm Christian, like I earlier stated. You do everything just so they can become better, and they are not interested at all in getting better. It is a red flag, because that attitude, that carefree attitude, if it's not put in check, would end up destroying you both. So if he is not accountable for his actions, he see no need in making progress, growing better spiritually, then you should consider leaving this person if you cannot sort out these issues. That is a red flag. Relationships are about cultivating one another, growing together, and becoming better versions of yourself. If your relationship is taking you away from God rather than bringing you closer to God, then it is a red flag you should be watching out for. And the last is disrespect for sexual purity and boundaries. You and I know that fornication, getting involved in sexual activities when we are not officially married, is a sin before the Lord. If this is something you are trying to keep up with, but your partner insists on making you go the other way, it is a red flag. It shows that your partner does not have as much reverence for God and respect for you as he or she ought to have. Self-control is very, very important when it comes to relationships. So if he lacks respect for sexual purity and sexual boundaries you have put in place for the preservation of that relationship, for the health of that relationship, and for the respect and reverence you owe God, then this is a red flag. You should walk away from that relationship. Do not do something today and you regret the next moment and you keep regretting and regretting. It is better you walk away than to be in a relationship and you are constantly beating yourself up for the wrong things you do behind the doors. Remember, I said earlier, whatsoever it is in that relationship that is pulling you away from God is a red flag. Yes, I know relationships sometimes it can be difficult, especially when feelings are involved, to keep these things together. But you both should be intentional about being sexually pure, no matter how difficult it gets. So your relationship should be one that builds you up. Your relationship should be ones that cultivate you to become a better person, that brings out the better version of you. It should be one that has respect for God and his principles. So here are some of the red flags I thought I should share with you that you should watch out for in your relationship. And thank you so very much for watching this video up until the end. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on your notification bell, and you can watch a lot more videos on this particular channel.